guys, we are on page 182, lesson 19, evaluating expressions. It says, read the problem below, then explore how to evaluate expressions that use grouping symbols. And we discussed yesterday, what are grouping symbols, everybody? They are parentheses. There were 24 students on a field trip to the aquarium. There were also 8 adults on the trip. The expression 50 hundredths, or for the sake we'll just say 0.50, times, parentheses, 24 plus 8, end parentheses, represents the cost in dollars to buy everyone a 50-cent souvenir eraser. That's really nice of them, right? Go on a field trip and you get a souvenir. What is the total cost of the erasers? Okay, so like always with Ready Math, they have given you 2 different ways to think about it. We have the picture method. They've got these cute little, I'm guessing these are what the erasers are supposed to look like. So a picture it method and then a model it method, which is what probably most of you guys by now are using because we've already been working with order of operations for a while. So we're going to start up here with the picture it. So this 0.50, another way we're going to think about it is saying the word half. So everybody say half of 24 plus 8. All right, so everybody say it on your own. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Half of 24 plus 8. So that's all this is saying. Half times 24 plus 8. We know that because order of operations tells us we have to do what's in parentheses first. But we're going to look at this picture and it's showing that in this entire rectangle, we have all of our students over here, all of our adults over here, and they have just taken this dotted line and they've cut it in. Oh, what did they cut it in? Half. Why'd they do that? Because it's half, and it said that the souvenirs were 50 cents. All right, so let's take a look now at this model it. It says you can use words to help understand the problem. Oh, look what they have. What's this word right here, boys and girls? Half. What did they say here? Of. We learned a long time ago that a multiplication symbol, we can say the word of and it means the same thing. So half of is the same thing as saying 0.50 times, and then right here they didn't say 24 plus 8, but they said the sum of, that just means the answer to an addition problem, the number of students and the number of adults. So they're adding that 24 students and 8 adults. So that's how they changed that using words, and then we also have numbers, our expression. So let's look over at page 183, and I'm going to be flipping back and forth because I've got it on video here. It says, describe one way you could read the expression, which we've already discovered that over on the left-hand side. And we're going to write it with the model it, how they wrote it. Half of, which just means 0.50 times, right? The sum of, and instead of saying the adults and the students, I'm actually going to write the numbers. So what were the 2 numbers we're going to be adding? 24 and 8. Thank you. Then number 3 says, how could you use picture it on the previous page to evaluate? What's that word evaluate mean? Oh my goodness, we can't even go on until we know what evaluate means. What's evaluate mean? Oh, that sounds kind of heavy duty. It just means figure it out or solve. Okay, so let me read it again. How could you use picture it on the previous page to solve half of 24 and 8? So let's look at picture it. How could we use that picture to solve it? Do I have to actually add every single one of these frogs and then cut it in half? No. What's the picture helping me out by doing?
It splits it up into half
it splits it up in half, so I don't have to count every single one of them, right? I just have to count up half of them, like the top half or the bottom half. So all I could do is, like I just drew on the previous page, is the number of people in the upper half of the diagram is half of the sum of 24 and 8. So it already gave me my answer. All right, now number 4 says evaluate half of 24 and 8 to find the cost in dollars of the erasers. So I'm going to continue on with how we were doing with number 3, is using that picture it model. And we've already circled the top half, so now all we have to do is count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So what's my answer? 16 what? Dollars. So it says find the cost in dollars. So that's how we know what we're going to label it. It is $16. Number 5 says Morgan sees it a different way. And we do that a lot, right? We talk about it in here, how beautiful math is, because all of our beautiful brains see math differently, and that's okay. So Morgan sees a different way to evaluate half of 24 plus 8. She finds half of 24 and half of 8. And one of our students in here was doing that yesterday, which was cool. And then adds those numbers together. Why does her method work? Yes, ma'am.
Because you're splitting it into half either way.
Okay, so Lainey is saying that we're splitting it in half either way. So our half here,
It's kind of like just splitting it up and then like multiplying half times 24 and half times 8 and then adding them together.
and then adding together. So over here, this picture it model, we just added the two and then cut it in half. But we could say, take our students, half of them, like cut it in half, and then take our adults, cut it in half, and add this half right here, right? Let's count those and see if that works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. What did we discover?
It's the same thing.
It works. It's the same thing. So it works. Ta-da. So either way, we are taking half of the sum of 24 and 8. And it has the same value. As half of 24 and half of 8 added together. Whoops, it got kind of cut off there. And this is actually called Y'all ready for it? The distributive property. Have you heard of that before?